Hello. Today we're going to start experimenting with video documenting stuff. I'll try not to cuss too much. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a cusser in general conversation. So anyway, at the moment I'm at the back door of our house on the corner of Dodson Avenue in Elmendorf, here in Boyce Station. And I'm just going to do some walking around and talking about different things in our neighborhood and start getting a feel for doing bigger and better video projects. So here we go. Here we got Daniel working on stuff for the house and the bathroom. There he is. Say hi, Daniel. I'm gonna go run around and do videos and stuff. So I guess I'll see you later. I don't think I'm gonna be gone very long.
Might rain.
I know, that's why I'm going out now. Oh. This sky don't look too bad right now, though. Alright. Video stick, camera, weather's cooperating, away we go. So, like, what is that saying? I don't know what that's saying. Excuse my face all up in the camera. Learning all this stuff, don't you know? Alright, here we go. So, like, my property comes over here to Elmendorf Street, which is what I'm walking out to now. And here's a quick look at the house that we always working on. And I do mean always. But that's pretty common for our neighborhood. A lot of our houses are old architecture, historical, if given the proper recognition, for that matter. And they all need a lot of renovation. Now, one of the things in our neighborhood that is up in the air of controversy is renovation versus development. Long story short, our house, we decided to work back to as much of its historical standing as possible, using a few upgrades as we go along, but nonetheless trying to maintain as much of the original work as possible. The same with our neighbors across the street. And that right there is what we call the Boyce Station boarding house. It was indeed a boarding house many decades ago. Of course, it changed hands frequently over the years. The current owners, they took it on as an investment, but they also take a lot of pride in maintaining it as much of its historical standing as possible. We have a few residents that own the houses like that, and they just keep it as it always was, for the most part. I'm at Dodson Avenue right now, and here, I'll give you a quick look down both streets and try and get down here and get a better angle of the street. This is looking to the south behind me. This is Dodson Avenue, going to the south. That's Elmendorf Street, going to the west. That's Dodson Avenue, going to the north. And this is Elmendorf Street going up to the east. That's my neighborhood. Well, alright, let's take a walk down to the block here. We recently started up a movement in this particular mapping area about 3 years ago. And we called it Boyce Station after the historical Boyce Town set up by a gentleman called Kurt Boyce. He had actually bought property back down that way farther, but there was a train station down over that way called Boyce Station. We never had well, there was a post office at one time for a short period, but it never lasted. And that's what we based the neighborhood association on. We have a train of change as our logo. It's the symbol of our neighborhood association. We've worked really hard to get communication going with the city, with city officials, with our community members. It's been difficult. It's been difficult. Many of our residents within our mapping area, and our mapping area is basically from Taylor down to the railroad tracks, where Taylor goes out to Glass Street, and where Taylor comes out at Grace Avenue down at the other end. It's about a circumference of about 4 miles. I walked it one day with our friend Russell Cleach, who's working up the Hamilton County Health Coalition, reaching out to many of our neighborhood associations to build better health in our communities. It's a wonderful effort. So, walking down south on Dodson Avenue. I want to come down here for a little bit, show you a couple of things that are still opportunities, if you will. Now I'm coming up on Wilder Avenue, which is one of our main connectors. It goes all the way up from past Chamberlain. I forget what it's called. 17, I think, if you're looking on the map. And that goes to the east that way. And then if you go that way, it goes all the way to Amnicola. So you can consider it a significant corridor, especially for Boyce Station. When I've worked with a lot of the non-profits and a lot of the city people, there's a lot of talk about corridors and for business opportunities, for channeling traffic, to focus on stores and capacity for stores and such. to keep them in business. And I don't remember personally if there's been much of a study about Wilder and Dodson Avenue. But we get a lot of traffic here. We get a lot of traffic. And here, you know, at this intersection, all we've got is like Dollar General. Here behind me, we got the pawn store. And then across the street, we have an empty building. And it's been empty for as long as I've been here. I've been here for 6 years, and there's been nothing in it. No signs to say it's up for sale, nothing. But they keep up their property and so forth, so it's not like a blight nuisance to the neighborhood. It's just sitting there doing nothing. Well, also over here across the street at the connected with the building of the pawn shop is also Mike's hair place, and coming soon a nail spa. And that, I mean, those are Mike, I believe, does well. And that sign for the nail spa has been up for a while, so I have no idea how long it's going to take for that to get up and running, but it's advertised. So I'm going to cut across the street and hopefully not get hit. And we'll continue our journey from there. Here we go. So, we've got Ed's pawn shop. He's a really great guy. I've talked with him often. And then next to it, we've got this, I consider it somewhat historical building. At 3027 Dodson Avenue. It used to be, well, it says right here, I'll show you. Historical Grand Lodge. He's loud. And Morning Star Grand Chapter. Anyway, the Masons worked on hanging out here for quite some time apparently, but I've not seen any activity for quite a while, and there's good reason. The building's falling apart. It's falling apart. Don't know why there's been no interest, and if there is interest in it, I don't know why anyone has not let it go for the sake of development in our neighborhood to help it prosper. Actually, it looks like there's been somebody in and out of here. There's a door open right here. Just tip you up here a little bit. Huh. Do I wanna? Well, if anything goes south, my last will and testament. Oh, just kidding. Hello? Hello? Here, this is what I'm going up to. Well, the stairs are stable. Nobody answered me when I hollered out. Power is cut for sure. Oh, it used to be an apartment. All the doors are all like open. There's no light in there. I'm not going to go in there because I don't know what this. Hello? As you can see, this is what's going on in here. Yeah, I don't even know if this is salvageable. Oh, somebody used to be up here. No doubt about that. Oh. Alright, I'll show you that from the outside. Oh, interesting. Oops. Yeah, so I don't know exactly, I mean, I don't know who owns this building. I'll have to check this out and get an idea. Here. The fuse box. Huh, interesting. Somebody believes in the Jesus and has the office for where this must have been from stuff left over from when the Masons were using this building. I don't know if they just threw this stuff up here and just left it for naught and she left it all to be ignored or what. So anyway, this is what this building is being used for at the moment. No, I ain't even going to go in there. I'm ready to go. Yeah, this building is left wide open for anybody that wants to come in and out. Something that we try and avoid in our neighborhood because in recent times a lot of street people, kids living on the street. How you doing?
What you get, huh?
What's that?
Wrong one. That's a map do.
What about that?
I broke it. It was broken. Yeah.
Oh, I don't need a watch, man. I try and live without knowing what time it is.
But you use it for your lady.
That's,
See the diamonds repair? The diamonds have to repair. Points
I don't know nothing about that.
Well, I'm trying to give you something. Help me. I'm hungry. I had some cakes this morning.
I'm bad off too, my friend.
Well, let me work or something.
Huh?
Let me help you work or something. Let me help you work.
Work?
Ain't you working?
No.
Oh, you did that?
I'm being nosy.
Oh, well, you better stay out of there. Pocket me cover over.
You know anything about it?
No. I know you used to be a church, and then you used to cook up there.
Well, it wasn't. Didn't that used to be the church right here?
Right.
Next door?
All this belong to the church. Up there, they used to serve food and stuff on Sunday.
Okay, it looks like an apartment. Somebody just kind of throws
stuff.
stuff.
Cook up there. Church on over
I'm
there.
Fred, by the way.
Come on, you come by to get something. I'm hungry. Something to eat.
Nothing for it. I'm sorry, man. Well, it was nice talking with you. Alright, so let that be just an example of our neighborhood, unfortunately. Well, the door to the actual Masonic temple is locked. You know, see, this is, you know, I hate to say it. I hate to say it. But we have a large part of our population, not a large part, a noticeable part, there's a difference, of folks around here that they kind of do you like that. Oh man, buy this from me, help me out here, give me that. And I have no doubt that their situations are warranted, but what do you do? What do you do? And these people live and hang out in our community here in Boyce Station. It's not the end all be all, don't get me wrong, but it exists. So here's a wonderful little stretch of buildings behind me. We got Lois's restaurant right over here. Here, see if I can't swing you around and give you a little bit of a look-see here. It's hard for me to tell. Yeah, right there. Chopped wieners, that's my favorite. Taters. Folks around here tell me that Lowe's has been here for forever, which is cool. I don't go in here too much. Been in a couple of times trying to talk to her about neighbor association business and getting involved and all that, but it's not something for everybody. Now here used to be, and I don't know if it still is, I think so, it was a barber shop next to Lois's. And this here building, Suite 102 and 101. This used to be a Boost Mobile dealer. You can probably tell by the paint color there. And then next to it was another barber shop. Rumor has it that they were in deep with street activity, if you will, and selling things they shouldn't have been selling, that sort of thing, and people coming around with attitude that was not helpful to the community. And one thing led to another. From what I understand, they were politely asked to vacate. Now across the street, if you can see, is I can't see. House of Frozen. There it is. I can see it in my reflection there. House of Frozen. Now that had the people in it a couple years ago that struck up the slogan, "Man up, guns down," and that started a movement for a while. I don't know what's going on with that anymore. And that was a wonderful thing. All here in Boyce Station. Now these storefronts here, I believe, except for Lois's restaurant, I believe they're all up for sale. I don't know what they are on the market, but now one of the dreams that our predominant association leader, Miss Cora Lanier, coined up and always persisted on trying to push out there to the world, was to be a great investment for an international soul food strip. And that came about, we were talking about the dream of having a soul food strip, and I was talking with Cora at that point, and she was very adamant and loved the idea. And I said, well, that's kind of a narrow niche for 3 or 4 restaurant storefronts. Well, what if it was an international soul food strip? I mean, every nationality has its form of soul food. What a unique idea. Sped it up a little bit, attract a little diversity. And she loved the idea and I love the idea. And so putting that down in recording for our Boyce Station Documentary. I've got down 1 block to Stewart Street. And Stewart Street is one of the shorter streets. It goes all the way up the hill. Oops, about ready to kill myself. Up the hill that way to 17, and then all the way down here to the south where the tracks are. It's more of a connector than it is a corridor, I would say. Oh, so all right, I guess I'll just go around the block. And you see I'll show you here as I get past it. A couple of things. Oh, that was the bus. We got a bus that stops right here at Stewart and Dotson. I've never been on it and I really need to. Maybe I'll take y'all with me when I do that. That could be a cool documentary as well. Now, right over here across the street of Stewart is, there used to be a big 2-story brick building that somebody had bought the property and tore it down, and then they went in and they put up a couple of dumpsters on it and just dug some dirt up or dropped it off or something, and we got on their butts a little bit, and I assume the city did too, because it wasn't fenced and people were just coming along and dumping there everything from the garbage to furniture. So that was unacceptable, so we did some holler, and I think the city sent out notices and said, hey, you gotta fence that off. If people are gonna use that as a dumping ground, that's unacceptable for a neighborhood. And it is. No neighborhood should be allowed to be turned into a garbage dump. Folks in Chattanooga have a little bit more pride about themselves than that. Alright, so I'm coming up here to the back of those buildings. I don't know if this has a street name or it's just an alley. We'll find out when we get up here. So like right here is behind the barber shop. Pretty freaking cool. Don't know exactly what they're doing there. Not sure what they got this little rolling building for. Maybe it's for storing tools and stuff. Oops, dropped you. Hard telling. One of my neighbors going by. So then, like, then over here, it goes back in to another spot behind. There we go. Let's see. There's the barbershop. That's behind Boost Mobile, right there, or the old Boost Mobile building, and then this right here, I think, is okay, yeah, that's Lois's and the barber shop. Yeah, that's what that is. And then this right here is from Dodson Avenue. This, from this building all around, it's deep. I don't even think it's a building anymore. I think it's just an open yard court. I think this might have a building to it. Well, they look like they do a little bit of this, a little bit of that back there. Met them, they're cool guys. Yeah, but I think they work on cars and fixing stuff and all that. So, alright, so this right here is that building that the Mason's church sign was on. Yeah, there we go. I mean, the back looks like nothing less than a lean-to built type deal. I would bet 10 to 1, you know, folks go in and out of there for shelter. I mean, we all got to do what we got to do, right? It's a pretty nice day, gotta say. So then we're back to Wilder, coming back to Dodson Avenue. We got some sort of goings on, you know, street construction of some sort. There's like gas lines or stuff going on down there. You can see right here as well. And that right there is the side of Dollar General. I mean, they've done pretty good, you know, as far as, you know, streetscape. When they moved in, they followed the rules. They put a little bit of a berm up, and they put trees up, all that. But here for decades, I'm going to cut across here, it's been the best shopping spot for these folks all together. I'm talking about for food, clothing, the whole works. Dollar General has been the source of nutrition and household goods. And if you've ever been into a Dollar General, you have got to know, no, it's no way to live or survive for shopping. I believe right now the closest functioning grocery store is up on Highway 58. From here, I think it's the closest. I might be wrong. There might be another one that's closer, but it's what I consider the Food City on Highway 58 is the best. We're cutting through the Dollar General parking lot.